This is Perry Stone welcoming you to another Manifest telecast. I'm going to be taking you in the next few moments into a teaching that was taped right here in our studio with a live audience. This particular message deals with cracks that come in your armor and how those cracks are openings and doors to the enemy getting the fiery darts in and actually presenting some very serious problems that could come in your life. You know, the reason that we're doing this is because we have received a lot of emails and phone calls from people asking for prayer who are in the middle of some of the weirdest spiritual struggles they've ever been in their entire life. And I believe it's part of the time in which we live, but I also believe there are seasons of victory and there's seasons of attack. So we have to prepare ourselves. This teaching will do just that. I want you to pay very careful attention to what is being spoken and the words being said. Let faith come into your heart. Then at the conclusion of the teaching, I'll be back to share something very important with you. So stay with us for the entire program today here on Manifest.
Welcome to Manifest, hosted by international evangelist, teacher, and author Perry Stone. Enjoy unique insight into prophetic and practical truth. It's time to feast on fresh manna, so get ready to be blessed and encouraged. And now, here is your host and teacher, Perry Stone.
I want to thank you for joining me today on Manifest. We shared with you that we're doing a study that deals with some of the spiritual warfare that is taking place today. I want to begin by just sharing with you a story that happened in our area many years ago. There was a gentleman, there is a pastor, he serves on my board of directors for our ministry, and this is something that happened. I'm going to give you the brief version of it. That there was a young man of a great Christian family in this community that was in a car accident. And when the family went up to the hospital to begin to find out what happened, it was so serious, and I remember this quite well. It was so serious that they really were uncertain if the young man was going to live. And here was a young fellow that had his whole life in front of him, that everything appeared to be shattered and coming to a conclusion because of an accident. When the doctor stepped out to give the report, the pastor friend of mine was with the mother. And he looked at her, and right when the doctor was speaking, the pastor did something real unusual. He stepped in front of her and said, "There's a crack in your armor. You have a crack in your faith right now. Let me stand in the gap with you." And so as they told the report, it's as though the pastor refused to let that be the final word. And he said, "We're going to stand in the gap because there's a crack in your armor. Your faith right now is weak because of the report that you're hearing." And so that story impressed me. Now,